right, everyone. So we've been talking so much about some fantastic EA games here at EA Play 2017.
Tocmai ați văzut în filmulețele precedente, nu am comentat pentru că erau detalii despre FIFA, Maiden, dar acum avem Battlefield și se pare că vor face premiera la acele plănci pe timp de noapte. Sunt interesant.
Well, today we're going to take a look at Nivelle Nights. This is a first night map for Battlefield 1.
Okay. Night map.
Yep.
Now, what are some of the challenges with the night maps in particular that you found when you were making the game? Like when you were making, these maps?
Well, obviously the first thing that comes to mind is lighting, right? You don't want to be in complete darkness where you can't see your opponent. You want to be able to view your opponent and get a good shot off. So it's really finding that fine balance there, really getting in, making sure that you can be strategic. So we wanted to be able to make sure that you could also find dark corners, hide a little bit, get where you needed to go.
Sounds like my play style.
Oh, yeah.
Just hide in a corner.
Hide in a corner, just snipe, right? That's what you're doing?
No, I just wait with a shovel. And then
you're the shovel guy. Yeah,
whack him in the back of the head. Yeah. That's how I roll, Wesley. What about you? How do you play?
Well, I'm trying to stick to assault. I'm more of an infantry player, so that close quarter setting, which we'll see in a minute, is definitely something that you can focus on this new map. Having played it in the testing environment, you're going to see some good close quarters gameplay.
Yeah, the trenches play really well here.
Yeah, they do play really well, and there's some interesting differences between the two trenches that I think we'll talk about later on in the stream.
Oh, I can't wait! I can't wait to share it.
So many details put into this map.
People had a chance to play this before in the test server.
Yep.
Was it as detailed as it is here, or are people going to see some new things that they haven't seen before if they played in the server?
Yeah, so on our CTE, the community test environment, it was in its kind of pre-phase, pre-alpha phase. So you're going to see a lot more details. So it's really refined, making sure the artwork is as polished as possible, the gameplay is as polished as possible. So you might find a few little areas for cover that you probably didn't have on the CTE.
Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. And it's very exciting because I think when a lot of people thought about World War I, and it's exciting for some, and for others it's also concerning, which you'll see in a little bit. They have nothing to be concerned about because everyone thought, oh, World War I, trench warfare.
Right.
That must be so boring. And obviously you guys didn't do that when the game first came out. But now you are bringing it to the trenches.
Right.
What were some of the challenges in making that combat feel exciting?
Well, when you think of World War I trench warfare, it's one trench on one side, one trench on the other, and you wait, right? Who's going to storm the other? And then the guys who get up out into the open, they're the ones that die first. But the way we went about it is we wanted to create a no man's land in between both trench sets. So we put a lot of cover and a lot of interesting spaces where you can even have some really good combat outside of the trenches. But once you go in, the turns and the corners and all the little nooks and crannies, tons of fun happening.
All right, well, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Nivelle Night here, and this again, this map looks incredible. If you guys haven't had a chance to check it out here at EA Play, oh man, you're gonna be in for a treat here. Wesley, what do you have for me, buddy?
Just wanted to say straight up, you might have noticed we're playing the Conquest game mode, but both sets of teams have got 2 captured flags already. And then in the no man's land in the middle, that's where you've got 2 neutral, uncontested flags.
That's something really unique to this. We wanted to make sure that the 2 flags that were in your point are the flags that you already own. We thought it would be really weird if you had to capture the flags that were already in your trenches.
Okay, is that something that you guys are experimenting for this one, or is it something that we could potentially see in other maps as well?
Yeah, I think that you might be seeing some more of this in the near future.
Yeah, because it is a little weird, right? To like start the game off and you're like, okay, well we know what we're gonna get, right? So you might as well just get to the action quicker, by just giving those 2 spots there, and it also makes that encounter a bit more intense for C and D because you want to be able to push up
right in the middle.
The no man's land, as you guys had mentioned before. Okay, so taking a look. Oh my goodness, just got absolutely shredded on that one. Did all the work on that.
I think we're on board with Stone Mountain here, and we're in the middle of no man's land heading towards Dead Steel, and you might just be able to see over to the left as he goes over the hill here. You can see the massive shell of a SHA-2C behemoth there, and that's been added in recently, I think.
Yeah, so what you're seeing now is the remains of the shelling, right? what happened in this time, this is based on Nivelle offensive, where you had a shelling attack on the German front. And this is what we're seeing. This is the results, and you're fighting within the midst of that.
And they're doing their absolute best to be able to maintain control here of C, get dead steel locked down. I wonder what Stone's gonna, where he's gonna send his troops. Oh, they're looking to push forward. They're looking to push toward B.
Take B.
Okay, I like that. Stone Mountain, Unit 64 on the move, and he's gonna find someone in front of him. Nice kill there on QJB. Take a seat. Loving that.
Pentru cine nu știe, Stone Mountain e un tip foarte cunoscut și joacă jocurile multiplayer, mai ales Battlefield, Arma și multe altele. Îl puteți găsi pe YouTube. Tipul e genial. Reacțiile lui și felul lui de a comenta l-a făcut remarcat. E genial tipul. Vă recomand să-l căutați pe YouTube. Da, cu siguranță mulți dintre voi deja știți de el.
And you know the German forces, they only have 2 flags at this moment. Meanwhile, on the other side though, the French, they're dominating.
They are dominating at the moment, and actually, as we were watching Stone Mountain, they're going for some of the enemy trench lines. We ended up seeing that the 2 objectives that they'd run away from ended up getting taken by the enemy team. So the whole map sort of flipped itself on its head for a minute.
All right, and here's Miss on your screen here, Miss Ella. Sorry, Miss Ella Cronin. Not missile, Miss Ella Cronin.
Oh, the tank, the tank.
Wait, is there a tank out right now?
Yeah, look, in front of them you can see the HUD icon there.
You also got a little activity in the trenches down there as well. That player knew that he was in a real bad spot, so he had to get out of dodge as soon as he possibly could. Then one of the things I do like about this with the trenches is, you know, there is that, as you saw right there, Miss just threw the nade over. Who knows who that will hit, right? Like, you'll never know in the trenches.
Yep. Anybody could be hiding behind those corners.
Oh boy, Muggs ended up getting picked off there.
The lighting's really interesting in the trenches here, actually. Because you've got some points that are very well lit. It's just certain parts. And then you go into the straight, narrow trench, moving towards the next bit of light. But you've got almost nothing in between. So you're just seeing the outlines of players off in the distance.
Yeah, and what's left of the moonlight to kind of light those spaces.
Well, let's talk about the lighting, though, because there is a distinct difference between the French and German side when it comes to the lighting.
Yeah, so this is really an interesting part of the map. We took a lot of interest in creating differences between the sides. And the way we did that, what you'll see is there's quite a symmetry in this map. And the way we did that to change it up is kind of the lighting played a big role. So we made one side, the German side, you'll see a lot of electric lights. So you'll see searchlights, you'll see a lot of light bulbs, and that's going to be a good indicator that you're on the German side of the map. So that is actually quite true to history too. What we saw was the Germans buckled down, they fortified their trenches, and that's why they survived this attack. And then the French side is going to be a lot more organic. You got the fires, you got flames keeping it lit, and everything's kind of wood, and it's all very organic on that side.
Almost feels like it's a little bit more, it's been made in a hurry. Like, it was like, we've got to make this now before the Germans make their push.
The French really didn't have a lot of time.
No.
Well, what we saw too is that the French kind of thought that the Nivelle offensive was going to be a big win. They did the shellings and they thought this is going to be it. So they weren't in it for the long haul, but they proved to be wrong.
Yeah. One of the things I really enjoyed about BF1 when it came out, and we're still seeing it today, is I feel like we have a new generation of history buffs who have emerged because of Battlefield 1, like people who are genuinely into the history of World War I.
Yeah.
Because it is, you know, it's the Great War, but there's so many stories to tell and things that people just don't really know about, which makes it very, you know, I guess encapsulating, right? It makes you want to learn more. But you know, we're gonna check out some sniper gameplay here from my main man, Doom49. Don't let us down, buddy. Get those shots off. Yeah, he was able to get an enemy hit there, giving him 80 points. And he's just gonna continue to march down here toward E, getting ready for the Danzig trench. I'm looking for him to take off some faces here. It'll be pretty dope if he's able to do so. And they have 4 points right now, so they are marching down the battlefield. No pun intended. I'm sorry.
It's actually very interesting because if you look at that was a nice shot there. That was lovely. But if you look at the points at the moment, he's going on a streak here.
Oh no! If he would have gotten that shot through the trees, I would have just put his headset down and walked away.
But yeah, if you look at, even though of the teams are slightly imbalanced on their flags at the moment. The actual score between the two is very, very close.
Yeah.
And, well, maybe it's just the fact that when this was all organised, they went, oh, we're going to make this really even on both teams.
I know, right?
Oh, bit of bayonet charge there.
Oh,
it didn't pay off for him. I think he missed his target.
Gamer snack with the pick off there. Paul, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, and Westy,
I mean, sorry, Andrew.
No worries.
Dear
Westy,
Lord.
I think to your point, I think that because this is a balanced map, it's very symmetrical. I think that that's what makes this a really easy map to kind of have those balanced gameplays.
Yeah, because, I mean, looking at it, the structure of it, almost with the trench lines being very similar, you've almost got that feeling instantly anyway. You've got that...
Rage quit.
I'm out of here.
That's it, done.
You've got that feeling of it being very balanced from the start, and it's just dependent on whether your team can communicate properly, whether you use the squad leader function to make sure that you're covering your own objectives and then attacking like another single or maybe two objectives at once, and then that balance can remain. But if you decide to go too far forward and push too much and don't cover the flags that you currently own, then the enemy team can get in those trenches and it's very hard to get them out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, looking to hold down here on B in the front line. It's a command center of fort of such, so you got fortified buildings around you and good cover as well, and high ground advantage, as you can see. X Factor taking advantage of those opportunities when he sees fit. This guy, man, he is a fantastic Battlefield player and also a great YouTuber, as are all of these creators here. Great streamer as well. I happen to tune into his Twitch streams quite a bit. But Muggs manages to find him. But luckily for him, Ponyline was there on the pickup. He's not just a great pilot, he's a great medic as well.
That's what you're looking for in a medic, really. Yeah. You need somebody to come and revive your players.
That's the thing,
Keep
man.
That ticket count.
Playing a squad and my team, they always abandon me. Then again, I do tend to like run out all the way out to the middle of the field. You know, but it's like, follow me, you know, get the hint, dog. Like, just come with me and we'll win the whole game.
You're that lone wolf kind of player.
Yeah, I'm the worst kind, to be fair. What I do typically, though, is I hop into a tank, and then I just drive around as much as I possibly can and destroy people. Speaking of that, how many tanks can you get on Nivelle Night?
So there's one tank on each side.
Okay.
That's the plan here. We wanted to keep it pretty infantry focused. So once you start going too heavy, I mean, you're going to get some cavalry as well.
Okay.
So that's where you're going to get a little of that quick gameplay. But we wanted to just stay very infantry focused.
I think that's really good because obviously you've got these trench lines.
And that's for a reason, right?
You want the trench lines to be utilized.
Yes.
So if you gave them loads of vehicles, suddenly everyone's not using the trenches that you've built.
Right.
And especially because you've built a lot of the objectives around the trench lines.
Yeah.
The only other two are the ones in no man's land in the middle.
Yeah, and that's why there's no planes in here as well, right? We don't want you having bombing runs on the trenches.
It really takes away from it.
That's
right?
no fun.
Yeah, exactly. You're in a trench. Like, what more can you do?
Yeah, you can vault out, but we all know how that goes.
Oh boy, here we go. Muggs looking to
He's looking to destroy some people.
He's a fantastic sniper, man. I watch his streams a lot, and he is such a great sniper. Oh, don't give the business! Don't
Had to go with the secondary, and he did not.
That's the commentator's curse. That is. We said he was so good.
I know.
Yeah, you give them all the compliments, they never pull through.
Dude, it always happens that way. Always happens without
revive. You got the revive. There it is.
I love it. There you go. March on down. X Factor. You're done.
This is one of the new weapons that's just been introduced as well, that you guys introduced in, was it the May or the spring update? I think you added a few new variants.
Yeah, we had some new variants that we introduced in the May update.
Yeah, so this is the
spring
Hellregal
update. Excuse me, I think it was the spring update.
This is the Hellregal Defensive, which has got an optical sight, 120 round drum magazine. Why you'd ever need that many bullets?
Well, you know, if you really want to spray and pray, right?
And it's also got the bipod as well. So I guess if you wanted to set it up behind cover and literally as the weapon.
Well, when you lay prone, you are going to be a little more accurate. Let's see if we can get.
Look at the spread on the bullet too. You see the way that they're just really going in like a tight order, which is fantastic. Like that is certainly something you want to see if you get that.
The grenade paid off. He took half health there.
Yeah, nice.
Now he's going to try and charge in here.
Oh, there it is. This is how it works. There we go.
The one and only Dankness 429. He hates that name, but I'm going to keep saying it every time he's on screen.
There you go, pop some smoke.
Gameplay este balansat.
It's interesting again here because we're on board with the.
Faptul că există doar un tank de fiecare parte.
They're taking back the flags that they had at the start of the round.
Right.
And as you can see up the top there from the flag layout, they are sort of fairly behind in terms of the flags they've got at the moment.
Well, it looks like they're rallying here.
But they're ahead on score, so the Germans need to pick up a little bit.
Niște gălăgie pe afară, bineînțeles.
Issuing those orders.
Looks
when
like
he can.
He wants one.
Yeah.
There we go.
There it is.
So they're now going to capture their second objective within their own trench lines. Oh, lovely.